All right, I think we're going. Yes, we are. So you have the enviable position of starting off. This is the first one of these. I'm hoping we do many of these interviews with people on how we can help, how BonaResponds and both BonaResponds and PositiveRipples, as well as Haiti scholarships, can help people in Haiti. So just you want to quickly introduce yourself and just talk for a little bit.
Sure. My name is Djemson Judy. I'm from Gonaive, a city on the northern coast of Haiti, which is the southwest of Port-au-Prince, the capital of Haiti. Gonaive has a population of 300,000 people. I'm the founder director.
So I'm just pulling up a map here. I don't know if you can see. Can we share that so that people can have an idea where is that up now? Can you see this map?
Yeah, I see the map. Yeah.
Okay. So
and Gonaive is right here.
Okay.
Could you see Gonaive?
Yep.
Yeah, Gonaive is right here. Yeah, which is in the northern coast of Haiti. And yeah, Gonaive has a population of 300,000 people. And also,
so it's a little for people around here. It's a little bigger than Buffalo, New York, which is the biggest town near where we are. So it's a big place.
Yeah, it is. And it's also very vulnerable too about hurricane, because we hit by like several hurricanes, which Haiti hit by several hurricanes. For example, 2004 and 2008, and Gonaive especially hit very hard. And yeah, so I'm founder director of an orphanage in Gonaive, Haiti, where I also coordinate activities related environmental activities and education. I formerly coordinate a program with the United Nations Development Program and the Emergency Response Relief Fund for Haiti. I was a project coordinator of a livelihoods program for people in peril. And I received training as an international participant in Earth Corps in Seattle, Washington during 2013.
That's awesome.
I received my BA in Accounting and Economic Sciences from Université d'État d'Haïti and Université publique de l'Artibonite au Gonaive, Haiti.
I did not know you had a degree in accounting.
Yes, I have.
I won't hold it against you. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's me.
Very good.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little about the orphanage. How many students or how many kids do you have in the orphanage, and are the kids orphans, or the parents couldn't afford to feed them and sort of gave them up, or what's the status on that?
Yeah, we have 17 children in the orphanage, and so the history is, so after the 2008 and 2004 hurricane that hit Gonaive, so my family took a couple children because most of the parents died and they became orphan. So my mom took a couple of orphan children and helped them, feed them, and wait a house for them and send them to school, and it became an orphanage. And also after the tragic earthquake that devastated Haiti specifically hard, so many other children lost their parents, and my mom took a couple more. Yeah.
So how old are the kids?
Oh, the kids, yeah, from 5 to 14 years old.
Wow. And you do this, so I mean, basically just on your mom and yourself, or are there others helping, or how many people do you have working?
It's my family. It's my mom, my uncle, and my brother, the family, and also we have 3 nannies who are helping as well.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they go to school. The students go to school. Where? How, I mean, just there, or do you don't have a school at the orphanage, correct?
No, we don't have a school at the orphanage, so they go to school with a very close to the orphanage, but we do have a special room for them that we teach them about like music class, additional skill, also like environmental education, stuff like that.
And just because I'm curious, how do you afford? How do they afford school? Do you? I mean, do you have? I mean, for example, paper and uniforms and all of that. How does that? Do you guys pay that, or do you help people help? Or?
Yeah, actually, for example, the first time, my family used to take care of all of those stuff. For example, buying uniform, books, notebook, bag, and pay the school year, send them to school. But now, as years and years, so for example, like my family, so the situation economically is not a little bit the same from before. So now we do like fundraising. So we raise money so we can have enough money and buy uniform and material for them to send them to school.
Gotcha. That's awesome, and from them and everyone else, I say thank you for the work you're doing. I don't know, can you see these pictures? I'm not sure if it's sharing them the way I want it to or not right now. I'm just showing some of the pictures of the, as you were saying, the hurricanes really left a lot of mud there. This is this all hands?
Yeah, that's all hands volunteers.
Yeah, that's
2008.
Yeah.
2008.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, one of the programs you have started, and I just hopefully you can see the picture now. A little garden program. Can you talk a little about that? That's one of the things I'm really excited about.
Yeah. So last year I was able to came to the US because I met a friend from All Hands, the non-profit organization that came to Haiti and helped with relief, like after the disaster and the earthquake as well. So I met a friend, her name is Amanda, and she's from Seattle, and she let me know about EarthCo, which is a non-profit organization based in Seattle doing environmental education and train youth from around the world in environmental education.
I'm sorry,
stuff like that.
What was the name of the website? What was the name of the organization?
EarthCo.
EarthCo.
Yeah, EarthCo.
CO?
Yeah, EarthCo.
And this is in Seattle?
Yeah, it's in Seattle. The core is CORPS.
Oh, core. I got it. Core.
You got it. Yeah.
Okay, so here we go.
Yeah. So yes, that's the organization. So I was able to learn about environmental education, environmental restoration, project management, tree planting, volunteer management, stuff like that. And after that, I go back home in Haiti, and I implement some of what I've learned. So that give me more motivation and idea. So I see there's an area that I can share some of my skill, knowledge to the children. And I came up with the environmental education program. So I teach them about environmental education and gardening, tree planting, stuff like that, specifically how they can grow food. So lucky we are, so we got a friend who helped us find some seeds from another non-profit organization named Puerta. It's an organization based in Argentina. So we got some seeds. So after I teach the children, so they practice in the garden that we have at the orphanage over and over. So they plant vegetables. We have like different kind of vegetables like onion, beets, eggplant, peppers, I mean sweet peppers, Yeah,
That's
stuff like
awesome. That is
Tomatoes.
absolutely awesome. I am thrilled with that one. And
Mhm.
as you know, the listeners don't know, but we've already are copying this and working, trying to do the same with O'Neill and Wesley and in Lamar is some in Leogan. The same basic idea. It's just I think it is a phenomenal idea. Just
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah, yeah.
And how are they doing? Have they been eating the food? Have they been harvesting it yet?
Pardon, say it again, please.
Have they been able to start harvesting any of it yet and eating the food?
Of course, yes. For example, until now, they still harvest, for example, like tomatoes and also like the eggplants and um um there's a their favorite one is named leaf beets, but I don't remember the English name. I think it's something about sweet squash, something like that.
Okay.
So so every day, so we got some from the garden. I mean, we harvest and make soup, sometimes fried rice. So
Oh,
that
that's
means
nice.
every day we still harvest them. Because the interesting thing is with the vegetables, um, every time, every day, even though we take some and they're still on the ground and keep going and going. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. And again, most people don't know, or maybe some do, but just the abject poverty. I mean, the fact that so many kids go without food and so many of them have school. I mean, they go to school without being able to eat, and
Mhm.
it's a sad situation. And this is a way to very quickly solve some of that problem is wonderful, and solve it not once, but on a long-term basis.
Yep, yep, absolutely.
And then when they grow up, I mean, they'll be able to take that with them and wherever they are. I mean, they don't need to be in the orphanage, 10 years down the road, they're at home, they can still be growing food. And that's just a wonderful, wonderful thing you're doing there.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing is from that, so I teach them about the environmental education, and so we implement the gardening project at the orphanage, so they are able to implement what they have learned. For example, after each session of training that I gave them, and they go through the garden and practice. And now, five of out of the 17 children, five of them, I mean the oldest one, so now they become leader.
Right.
They are able to train other children. For example, the next phase of our program, so we will teach like 10 other orphan children from five different orphanages. So we will take two per orphanage. So
Oh, my goodness. That's
five,
wonderful.
yeah, so the five children that we have at the orphanage, in my orphanage, they're gonna teach those 10 children. They're gonna share with them what they have learned. And so those 10 children will be able to teach all the children from the orphanages. So that's gonna be part of the second
That's
phase
great.
of our project.
That's great. That's wonderful. So how
Yeah.
can we help? I mean, I know, in fact, we can look in this one picture and you can see in the top these irrigation kits. We've got some to you. We've tried to send more, and they're still somewhere stuck in Port-au-Prince. They will be there. I keep hearing that they will make it to you. They haven't yet, but they're in transit. And we have more coming as well. I mean, I have just a couple weeks ago, I had another 50 donated to us that we plan on shipping down. So what else can we do to help you?
Yeah, so for example, the irrigation kits, so it's something that we really need, because, for example, beside of the orphanage, I mean the garden we have at the orphanage, beside that, I was able to teach 20 other youth from our neighborhood about the gardening as well. So we teach them and we provide them seed, and they have their own garden. Some have it in at the front, and some have the garden at the backyard. So they have the garden. So the challenge for them, as you know, go naive, we don't have rain often. So it's like pretty dry there, and
Hmm.
they don't have like well. because of the economic situation, not everyone could have a well in their house.
Sure.
So with that, when they have the garden, they have challenge to water in the garden. So that's why the irrigation kit is really, really important, because when they install the irrigation kit, so they can go to the neighborhood who have wells, so they can have water and put the water into the buckets, and the garden will have exactly the amount of water that it needs. So with that, they will not waste the water. So I mean, the irrigation kits make our program a little bit more successful because it helped the people, I mean, the challenge about watering. So that's one thing. And the other thing we need help with, for example, for the next phase of the program, so we are thinking to extend the program. For example, we will be able to teach other orphan from different orphanages, and we are also will be able to teach other youth from neighborhoods.
So going into the schools or doing it on weekends? How are you planning on doing that?
Oh, it's gonna be in the weekend, like Saturday. It's gonna be every Saturday. So that's gonna be. But as we will need like many resources, so our 5 children will be resources to teach other orphan children. But we will be there with them to collaborate. But the 20 youths that we teach, I mean, this year, but in the second phase, they will be able to train other youth from different neighborhoods. And the big need for us now, we are interested in, for example, we are planning to rent a land, because the garden that we have at the orphanage it is not a big garden, it is a small garden. So, but we need more food. So for that, we are thinking to rent a land, which is gonna be a big.
Is there land near the orphanage?
Not here, not near the orphanage, but it's not near the orphanage, but it's a separate location. But we would like to rent a land so we can divide the land in 2 pieces. Like one piece, we're gonna go more vegetables, and the other piece, we're gonna make it a nursery, so going baby trees. So so for the part that we're gonna use for the vegetables, we would like to have enough food for the kids. I mean, at the orphanage, and also we would like to sell some, because it's gonna be a lot. So we'll be able to sell some of the vegetables, so we can have some money and we can sponsor some specific project for the orphanage. Like, for example, paying a professional to teach them about artistic thing, or paying a musician professional to teach them about music, stuff like that. And
I'm fascinated by the aspect of selling it. So one of the goals of Positive Ripples, which is the new BonaResponds, working with Embrace It Africa, working with Enactus, working with Haiti scholarships, and working with SIM, which is Students in Money Management here at St. Bonaventure. One of the things what we really want to do is, and I think this hits the nail perfectly, is we want to start these positive ripples. That we want to make an investment that continues to grow and grow and grow, and that's something that I think, and one of the things I have become convinced of, the more I go to Haiti, the more I see of Haiti, is that the charity aspect only goes so far, and you really need to go that next mile to make these things sustainable, long term. I mean, right after the earthquake, there were a lot of people willing to give to Haiti, and all the NGOs in the world were interested. And now it's 4 years later, and Haiti, I mean, a lot of Haiti looks as bad, if not worse, than it did before. And I think we really have to move beyond here's a bunch of money, and that's all we're going to do. And I think this is a great way to start a positive ripple. And you're teaching other people, and they're teaching, and pretty soon you'll have your whole, people will be eating. I mean, it's just a wonderful thing. I am thrilled with it. One thing you mentioned on trees, and I just want to tie back to the beginning. You were talking about how it was very, you're very susceptible to hurricanes and to flooding.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one reason, and you know, I'm just talking to the people that are here, one reason is that the incredible deforestation that has happened in Haiti. I was reading last week, I was reading a study that said 98% of the country has been deforested, almost 99 actually, has been deforested for charcoal mainly. And so, I mean, here are some pictures, and I mean, you know, when you fly in and out of the country, you see this every time. There's, I mean, this is one of my favorites. This incredible Haiti here, Dominican Republic, and it's just reforesting. This is a long run project that I would love to help work with, and that you guys are beginning to. You would like to have a nursery to do that.
Yes.
Wonderful. Just phenomenal.
Yeah, and the history for this is, for example, as you can see at the map, you see Dominican Republic is really green, and Haiti is not. So the problem is, in the 1800s, Haiti organized the only successful slave revolution, and we were able to get our freedom from France. So, because we beat them and we become free. But after that, France asked us to pay for our freedom. And to pay for that freedom, so the president that we have at that time, so he was agree with that. So most of our trees was cut and sold just to pay for the freedom. Since that time, Haiti suffered of extreme poverty and many environmental hazards. So that is why you see we don't have much tree left, because it's completely deforested.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So that is why one of my vision is to reforest Haiti. But to reforest Haiti, it's not something we can do in 1 year. It needs like at least 5 years to get many trees growing, and more than that.
It'll be a generation. It'll be multiple generations. I mean, it didn't happen overnight, and it's not going to be fixed overnight.
Yes. That's why I think teaching the children about environmental education, for example, starting by helping them growing food. So now they become very interested about environment, because they see they do something related to the earth, so they grow food and they can eat. I mean, they harvest, so they see the results. So now they love the environment. So further, so they will be able to reforest Haiti because they care about the environment. That's why we need more resources. We need the children, we need the youth. So as soon as we teach them, so the more resources we will have. The more children we teach, the more youth we teach, so they're gonna share the knowledge, so the more resources we will have to help with the reforestation of Haiti.
Right, absolutely, and I couldn't agree anymore. It's just perfect. And I think one of the things that we are doing with Enactus, which is a program from here as well, we are sending, and we've already sent to Leogan. I can't remember if you got one yet or not. I mean, I know you haven't received it, whether I shipped it to you or not.
No, not yet.
We're doing science kits, and it's one of our pushes, and it's going to be a big push this coming year, is to really make sure that we're teaching students in schools, and we're giving the resources to the schools that they are going to be able to, you know, to learn and to appreciate the environment, and also to be able to solve some problems. I mean, whether it's with solar, I mean, right now, charcoal is just burning biomass is not a right way to go, and I mean, it's an unfortunate problem. In fact, I was taking, I don't know if I told you about this. I don't think I did. And I apologize for everyone who's not interested in this portion, but over the summer I've been taking a class online on the future of energy. And in it, one of the things that they were talking about, it went through all energies. It went through solar, it went through, biodiesel, it went through jet trophy. I mean, it went through lots of different ones. One of my favorite pictures, I think it's here. I actually took a screenshot of it. Yeah, I don't know if you can see this. I hope we can make it a little bigger here. It was looking. It was one of the last classes. It was looking at food security, and if you look at here on the y-axis, global hunger index in 2012, and
I can see it.
How safe you are, and on the bottom, which you can't quite see, I don't think, because the Google thing is there, but this is percentage of fuel that comes from from biomass, so from burning charcoal or whatever. And so you want to be down here because you're very, very, you have a lot of food and your energy source is safe and clean. Haiti is way up here.
Okay.
Haiti is one of the worst areas in this field. And one of the things I want to be doing, and I'm just going to throw this out to you now, be thinking of ways that we can become greener and make this, whether it's through one thing I'm going to suggest that I'm going to state this now and we'll make it happen. I want to send you, for your orphanage, I would like to do fundraising or however, raise the money to do a fun, bake sale or something, to send you a solar cooker. And I don't know if you see solar ovens. How do you cook food now?
Oh yeah, but we cook. Yeah, unfortunately, we're still using charcoal to cook food, which is one of the big problems because the charcoal thing. That's one of the problems that because people still cutting trees to make charcoal. You see, that's one of the problems, and we still using the charcoal thing.
Just let me show you a quick. Here is a group working in Africa to do this, and what they're doing is they are making these solar ovens, and again, I can't really see it very well, but the temperature gets up to 400 degrees in them, and they can cook without, I mean, it's once you make it, it's totally free, and there's no pollution, you're not cutting trees. I am going to make sure we get you for the orphanage one or maybe even two of these, so that you can be showing them how to do this as well.
Oh my God, that would be great.
Yeah, here, and I think this could be something that once you can teach. I mean, like for example, here in Tanzania, they are teaching the people to make them, so that now you suddenly have some people with jobs when they get out of school. They can be making these and selling them, in Haiti. So
absolutely.
I think this is going to be one of the things I'm going to ask to push for. I don't know how long it'll take to ship. We have to figure out a better way to ship to you. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's just taken so long. I mean, we shipped the stuff in March. It's now August, and you haven't got it yet.
Yeah, not yet.
That's not a good solution.
No, no.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, we'll figure that out. We'll work on that.
I hope it will, because that would be great, because we are doing promotion for the reforestation of Haiti, but not using charcoal, and show people that system. Oh my God, that would be very helpful and useful.
Well, you have my word. I will make sure you have at least one oven. On our next big shipment, we will make sure you get an oven somehow. I don't know how we're going to ship it to you yet, but we'll figure out a way. And another thing, I know Robinson, a mutual friend of ours. Robinson is in. How close is his Teach Haiti school? How close is that to you?
Let's see. It's not too far from me. It's like, for example, if I drive like by motorcycle or by car, something could be like 10, 15 minutes.
Okay. We are shipping down to, we are getting for him, in fact, I was just talking with him this morning on it. We have agreed to send, he's going to get a solar system set up for his school, and maybe that's something you would want for your orphanage down the road.
Yeah.
Do you have electricity now?
Yeah, we do have electricity, but it's not we have problem with that electricity because it's not a stable electricity because they give it anytime they want. Yeah, not good at all.
Basically, like Leogan, that you have it, but it's half the time at most.
Yeah,
at most.
Absolutely. Yeah. A solar panel system would be great.
Yeah, I can't promise that yet. That's a little more expensive. I can get you the solar oven, I'm sure, and we will work on depending. I mean, like I said, you're talking. We're going to put this up on the website. We're going to have this out on Facebook, etc. So, I mean, maybe if someone out there wants to make a real difference in the world and to start this positive ripple, I mean, we're not talking millions of dollars here. You know, for $2,000, a decent solar system can be a solar electric system. We're not putting a new sun in. A decent solar system can be put in, and you know, for less than that, I mean, just if you want to sponsor your garden program, I mean, it was what for meals. I know you sent me a spreadsheet about $200, so roughly $100 a month will feed for the kids can have when they come in for their training. You give them food and you give them. We're not talking zillions of dollars here, and it's a great way. You know, teach a man to fish. You're teaching many people, men and women, many people to garden, and I think it's just great. Yeah. So
absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Well, is there anything else? I think we should probably wrap up. We've been going a little longer actually than I expected, but it was great talking to you. Anything you want to mention to people?
Yeah, the thing I would like to mention is so we really would like continue the environmental education program. So we would like to teach more orphan children, and they can practice it and use their skill to protect the environment. So we would like to reforest Haiti. But one of the big challenge for us now, we would like to have a land or even rent a land about like $1,200. We can rent a land for 1 year and grow food and make a nursery. So if we could have people helping us reach that goal, that would be very useful.
I want to interrupt. I want clarification myself. $1,200 US dollars or Haitian dollars?
No, US dollars. So we can rent. So we can rent a big piece of land, and we can have vegetables growing. So and then we can have another part of this land for nursery. So we can grow many trees, and like in 1 year, so we can have a volunteer event. So when we're gonna have the children, youth, and other people helping to reforest Haiti. So
how much land? How much land could you rent for $1,200?
Oh, I don't remember exactly the size.
Okay.
But it's gonna be a big size, which gonna be enough for us to grow lots of food and to have another spot to have a nursery. So that's gonna be good piece of land, very good piece of land.
Just as an absolute final suggestion for me, or a wish list item for me.
Yeah.
One of the things that I found when I was in Haiti, and maybe it's just as a foreigner or whatever, I was always stressed because there was always so much loud motorcycles beeping and honking and just always noise. I think it would really help people if in some point, maybe we, and I'm including myself here, maybe you, whatever, talk to the local government and see if there's some land that they have that would be willing. I mean, maybe turn it into a park area for kids to play and to get, clean it up and plant trees as well. That might be something. Not this year maybe, but down the road, I would love to see that as well. That would be
good idea. Good idea. Yeah.
Well, hey, thanks so much, Djemson. It was just an absolute pleasure to talk to you. If the world is looking for heroes, I think we found one. You are just a great guy, and you're doing wonderful things, and I'm really excited to be partnering up with you.
Yeah, thank you too, Jim. It was a pleasure to share the time with you and talking about stuff. So, again, thank you too.
Thank you. All right, talk to you soon. Thanks.
Talk to you soon. Keep it up.
Yeah, bye.